Welcome to Follow Your Joy podcast, where intuition is the doorway to your wisdom, your genius, and your joy. I'm your host, Marla Diane, and I've been transforming creative entrepreneurs' lives for over 26 years. Through 2 businesses as a success coach and a business strategist, and prior to that, an entertainment publicist and a talent manager for 2 decades. It's time to make joy your inner GPS for life and business decisions rather than lean on your logic and reason first. You'll not only be following what is most authentic to you and for you, but you will live the beautiful life that's meant just for you. You'll come to learn that following your joy is a life and a business strategy. Listen in for inspiring entrepreneurial stories and solocasts that illuminate how by trusting your intuition, you'll create a fulfilling result. Want to learn how to access, trust, or up-level your intuition? Join me in the conversation to find out how. Creatives, hello. It's been a while. I missed you. All right, I am back for a solo cast. How's your summer? It's been quite lovely here in the South Bay. A little overcast than normal, but it's been burning off. And it's kind of like our first real summer since, or I should say post-COVID, And I've been enjoying the South Bay and the beach with friends and with Ruby, my sweet girl Ruby. She's turned into quite the popular pooch around the neighborhood. If you're new to my podcast, I adopted Ruby. She's an adorable 9-pound Papillon Pomeranian, little bit Chihuahua mix. She's got a beautiful red coat and a white bib and cute little white socks. She's really a bundle of joy. And it was last November that I adopted her from Mayday, Maeday, Mayday Foundation. They're located in Los Angeles, Silver Lake area. You can find them on Instagram, which is how I found them. And they really are a wonderful organization that is, deeply committed to finding homes for dogs and cats. And every day there's something new on their Instagram feed. And that's how I found Ruby. Really cool story. Anyway, she is so friendly and joyful to everyone. Literally, she's my high vibe dog. Just go to her for the joy and put me back in a good mood if for any reason I've fallen off of that. She makes new friends, and we both make new friends all the time as I'm walking her, right? Whether it's in my neighborhood or at the beach or, at the park, wherever it is, she's got this wonderful, vibe about her. She wags her tail. She walks up to people, she's got this cute little face, and she just kind of gives them that sweet little look. And she usually kind of reaches up for them, and they can't help but love on her. She's got this just adorable, sweet disposition. Sometimes I wonder if if I should train her to be one of those healing dogs, where you take her to the hospitals and the assisted living locations to cheer people up. She has that effect on people. To watch it in action and have strangers, who pet her literally say thank you to me for her kindness, right? Yeah, it's kind of humbling. I'm a loyal dog person my whole life. I don't know about you, if you're a dog or a cat person or both. Anyway, they are such precious angels in our lives, Okay, so before I launch into today's topic, what if applying 4 daily money habits changes everything in your finances? I want to bring you up to speed on what's coming up. So yeah, before I launch into our topic, there are many reasons to travel out of the country. One, it feeds your soul. It's also what I call a life elixir, and it blesses you with a new experience of yourself to bring back home to hopefully integrate in your life. That's actually a real thing. It's called transformational travel. And it's part of my life. And I encourage it to friends. I encourage it to especially clients, right? And I aspire for it to be for you too. And that is how you bring back after being in Italy. I'll tell a story in a few minutes about that. You know, wherever you go, Australia, Spain, right? France. I mean, come back, right? Come back and integrate whatever change you went through, because it does change you. And I just love it. Love, love, love it. So yeah, when clients share in their sessions that they've hit burnout or they need a break, and it is attributed typically to one of these several reasons. See if this hits home with you. One, not enough attention to their self-care, which is a leading pillar, right? My coaching is founded upon. Or they've fallen off their daily spiritual practices and need to recommit, right? Super common. We all have that happen. I just say to recommit. How about, right? And they're sharing with me they've hit burnout or they need a break. And I'll say, well, you probably also check in with your delegation. Do you need to eliminate more off your plate by recommitting to your zone of genius talents more often? Because we can really get sucked into the daily running of our businesses and forget the joy that we have when we're in our genius zone most of the time. I love the topic. It's something I coach on. It's something I stand by. It's also a way to run your business. And then lastly, right, when they share various, I'm, burned out, I'm, need a break, they have not traveled in a while, typically, and even more so traveled to a foreign country to get out of their patterns, their routines, and experience a new culture. My response to them, any one of these, I'll have them recommit to whatever those areas they need to recommit to, but I'll really emphasize, go take a vacation, right? Go out of the country. And if you can't, then go somewhere you haven't gone before, where you have to get on a plane and go somewhere new. So by honoring this, the burnout is transformed into what I call a refresher of their mental health, their creativity, their passion, their health, their joy. Right? Travel is that healing. Right? So amazing. This is why, and this is bringing you up to speed what's going on. This is why I'll be collaborating with my dear Italian friend, Luca Pellicini, make sure I pronounce that right, of Tuscany Luxury Tours, to bring you private, dreamy Tuscany wine day tours. He's been in business with his partner, Massimo, for quite a long time. They are not only a private driver transportation business, there's a lot of those all over Italy, but he does more than that. He literally puts together, wine tours, a full day, 8 hours, 3 wineries, lunch, right, for private groups, of 2 to 8 people. And you drive around and he literally takes you to these various places. Anyway, I love all things Italian. So this is a perfect fit. It's part of my brand in life. And I wanted to do something different, from coaching, to add some variety to my business that aligned with my brand. And I thought, what a perfect match, right? So let me give you a little backstory around the whole Italy thing. And that is, since 2017, I've traveled to Italy 3 times, coming home with a whole new love for life and refreshed creativity. My first trip was a month-long, amazing stay in stunning Florence, where I worked and played for an entire month. Created my own itinerary, gotten pretty good at this now that I've done it 3 times. And truly had the time of my life. Right. I stayed in an Airbnb in one of the residential areas, about a 20-minute walk from the main piazza. And I just traveled all over the region, right? And I coached, on my laptop. It was really an amazing, amazing experience. And then I followed that up in 2018, the next year, with a 2-week stay, this time in Cortona in the Tuscany region, and gorgeous Lake Como, and then Rome. And it was during my stay in the hillside town of Cortona. By the way, Cortona is famous for Under the Tuscan Sun, Frances Mays. She's the author, right, of Under the Tuscan Sun and lifestyle writer. That's where she lives. That's where Brahmasali, right, the famous villa is, which I got to see. The hillside town of Cortona, that's where I met Luca. He lives there. His business is based out of there. And we've been good friends ever since. Really, really nice guy. The most recent Italy trip was last September, with my friend and client, Joseph Ryder. He's a remarkable floral designer in Portland. We spent 2 divine weeks on the Amalfi Coast. So it's my wish for you that you give yourself the gift of travel, either solo, which is a really just terrific experience, or with friends and family. So I'm thrilled to offer, or soon to offer, Tuscany wine luxury day tours. That's curated by my friend, right, Luca, and his partner. And I will be their United States affiliate rep. And I am sure I'll be booking my own day trips with him the next time I fly back to Florence, which, yeah, I'm getting the itch, right? Getting the itch again to go. The team and I are working on a page, creating a page, more of an inquiry page with some details about, booking the tour and what it is. And I'll be announcing that soon. All right. So there, on a side note, is a great way to, if you will, scale your business, and while it also aligns with your brand. I'm pretty excited about it. I am really hoping this all gets launched in the month of July. Let's talk money, creatives, empaths, symptoms, and solutions. I really want to share, and have wanted to share, these tried and true 4 money habits of high earning creative entrepreneurs, given I've been coaching them for years. So here's a glimpse into how I develop high or higher earning creative entrepreneurs. Right? Some people come to me that want to reach a goal for the first time. Maybe they want to reach the low 6 figures. Those that have been in 6 figures want to move to the mid 6 figures and above. So that's what I mean by high or higher earning. All right. So 15 years ago, when I began my coaching business as my second business after 20 years in the entertainment industry as a publicist, is that I was extremely curious how multiple 6 and 7 figure income entrepreneurs made financial decisions daily. Right? I was brand new to the industry. I had a wonderful coach to kick off with, and I never go without a coach. I've had one since then, 2008. And I was super curious. It's like, how are these people, how are they making these financial decisions? Okay. And I learned from my mentors back then about certain daily habits around money that kept them moving forward closer to their financial goals, right? These aren't groundbreaking, which I'm going to share them obviously with you. They're not groundbreaking, but they are a must if you're going to succeed in your money goals and in your business. So I'm sharing with you a few of those many daily habits that I integrated into my life years ago, and I aspire them, right? That's for you as well. Now, an important note, if these habits After hearing them, trying to implement them, or just hearing them, if these habits don't come easy to you or you have a resistance to them, that's a clue and good reason to explore your relationship with money. Your resistance or not being able to resonate with the habits, they're just symptoms telling you something needs healing and solutions. That's where I come in. So more specifically, how you think, act, and feel about money, right? We can have resistance looking at our numbers or not fully know or own our worth. We can be avoidant with money management, hesitate to raise our rates, feel fear, doubt, worry, shame, guilt, uncertainty, lack more often than trust, faith, gratitude, abundance, connection, and being empowered with money. So those are common, but certainly not the entire list of things that happen around, that is habits, behaviors, mindset around money, that there definitely are solutions for. The resistance, and that's usually a popular one, the resistance comes from our imprints from childhood, our teen years, and certainly society. We unconsciously take on habits and beliefs from our caregivers, our parents, based on how they talk about money in the house, how they operated with money or didn't, right? Just like everything else, we pick up on this as young children and not know that by the time we hit adult, we have this stuff, if you will, around money. Those imprints, and they're no fault of anybody's. I am not blaming anybody because you have the opportunity and the option to change it. And they didn't know any better. But these imprints, they're not the truth about money, whatever that happens to be for you. They're old beliefs that are holding you back from higher success. So the truth is, these are my 4 truths, and I stand by them like the air I breathe. Here is the 4 truths of what money is. It's a blessing, number 1. Number 2, it's a tool to help you create more money. In other words, investments, return on investments, right? Real estate, portfolios, etc. It's a tool, right? Number 3, for the exchange of goods and services. And number 4, money is a tool to fund our dreams and desires. That's it. All other stories and judgments about money are created by humankind. Money is innocent of all of those judgments. Think about that, right? Money is innocent of all those that humankind puts on it. So it may be time for you to come clean with money, that relationship with money. Also, as a creative, maybe you're an empath that has a discontent or an avoidance around the abundance of money. And here's 4 common scenarios. See if any of these hit home with you. If you're an empath, if you're not an empath and they resonate, then so be that as well. And that is this: discontent or avoidance around the abundance of money comes from you feel flaunting the latest fashions, newest tech, fancy cars, or expensive vacations seem void of real meaning because you crave purpose in life. Another one, you see ambition to gain more money and more power as another reason to turn a blind eye to the suffering of others. Number 3, abundance of money, right, which means unjust to others, can look like stepping on or exploiting others in order to get ahead, and you don't want to build a career or a business around that, right? Or what about number 4? And you definitely do not align easily with corporate culture, which praises predatory instincts and the ruthless pursuit of growth for the sake of growth. These are beliefs that you adopted. They're no fault again of anybody's, but I do find these to be very common among my earnest, in-working, ambitious, good valued creatives who are empaths, right? An empath, right, is someone that, this is very general. There's a lot more details to it. And I have many clients that are creatives that are empaths. And that is an empath, different from being empathetic. An empath is highly sensitive. That's the other term, which is HSPs, highly sensitive persons, is that an empath will take on the emotions and that energy from other people rather than someone who is not that way and has filters. An empath doesn't have filters to be able to separate themselves from other people's feelings and energy, so they take them on. And that's what makes them highly sensitive. And by the way, there's a fantastic book that I recommend to you if you are an empath. And I will definitely be talking about this going forward because there are many empaths in my business. Judith Orloff, Dr. Judith Orloff, Orloff, The Empath's Survival Guide. And it's phenomenal. Highly recommend it. It's about helping you navigate, right, your life in all different areas, from work to relationships to love to work to etc. I've already said that, but every part of your life. All right. So back to these beliefs, these are pretty common with empaths around the abundance of money, right? And again, I do find these to be pretty common. And what happens is they wonder why consistent abundance is hard to attain. Think about walking around life with these types of belief systems, right? And thank goodness there's experts and empathetic experts like myself that help you change that, okay? The empaths may make a decent, living, they make decent money, may have an excellent track record of revenues, but it's been a challenge as to what they keep at the end of the day. After listening to the habits, and I'm about to explain, you find you have resistance to any of these, right? If you do, I invite you to invest in yourself by ordering my Transform Your Money Relationship Starter Workbook and video training. There's a solution, right? And I'll have the link in the show notes. It's a great beginning. Literally, it's a starter video and workbook that will open you up to a whole new truth about money, right? Help you identify blind spots and redefine your money story so that you feel, think, and act differently with money. And you can kind of kiss those old stories goodbye. Yeah? And it's a simple, again, simple beginning process. There's a lot more to it than there, but it's enough to help you connect the dots as to why money, as it ebbs and flows in your life, has been a mystery perhaps to you in some way in keeping more of it. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge we have. We may be able to earn it, but how do we keep it? 4 of many daily money habits of high earning creatives that I learned from my mentors early on that kept them moving forward closer to their financial goals. Okay, number 1 habit. They tracked how much money came in daily. Yeah. Now, you may be doing it and you may be going, oh no, I don't like my numbers, or I don't look at my numbers. All right, so hang in there. What you pay attention to, here's now my coaching around this habit. What you pay attention to expands, right? Tracking your incoming money daily using a mindset wealth consciousness tracking sheet or app will help you pay attention to the growth of your finances. No more surprises, right? As a client, I teach you how to use my money tracking strategy, which is one of the most powerful tools you can use to feed your mindset, be accountable, and create remarkable shifts in your relationship with money while breaking through your money glass ceiling. The whole point here is pay attention to your income, track it, right? Know daily what amounts are in what accounts and how the funds are being used. This is not a bookkeeping tool. It's a mindset, right? And habit tool, if you will, by setting bold money goals as if they are already complete, but you're tracking what's coming in. Let me give you an example, right? Here's kind of a reality check with a client, right? This is Ivana Anderson, and here's what she had to say about going through the money coaching. She says, money had become a very emotional thing for me in my previous marriage. I tended to avoid discussions and even interaction with money as much as possible because it seemed to bring disharmony even in my current marriage, right? I had retirement accounts that had grown tremendously, but I was not really aware because I'd been advised not to look at it since it was in it for the long haul. Now I'm in a healthier relationship with money. I'm aware of what I have and value the benefit that it brings. And I love understanding that money is energy first. And I love energy, right? My husband and I have made steps towards our new money meetings and are getting some additional help for his concerns. I am now actively aware of my money and seeking additional income streams and a higher yield on the ones I already have. Previously, I would have avoided it. That's Ivana Anderson, Luminary Insights Coaching. She is a success coach that specializes in your genius zone. So there's a real live result of taking a look at your numbers and changing your relationship with money. Okay. Habit number 2, to the best of their ability, they are the highest integrity and impeccable with their words, right? Again, these are high earning, right, creative entrepreneurs. What that means is honoring contracts, agreements, tipping well, being respectful of someone's value and time, being watchful how often you trade your time and expertise, making payments on time, and having a debt payoff plan if necessary. All of this in mind because how can we expect more prosperity if we're secretly cutting corners and not being in integrity? I don't think I need to say much more about that one. Okay. Habit number 3, they nixed the negative talk. No toleration for negative money talk in their world, right? This includes family, friends, colleagues, TV, social, right? Social media, radio, etc. Stand for your worth and dignity and inspire others to do the same. Please influence and feed your mind daily with stories of ordinary men and women doing extraordinary things, especially those who have non-negotiable attitudes when it comes to their fortitude. One of my resources for you is my top recommended success books list. There's a link in the show notes. You can download it. It's free. It's my reading list. Okay. Lots of great books in there, right, to help you with, right, literally transforming the way you talk about money, right? It's mindset stuff, and not tolerating other, people around you talking negative about money. Habit number 4, be patient, persistent, and consistent. And what that means is be on the lookout for small and big wins daily to celebrate as you continue to live by the rules of CANI, CANI, which stands for constant and never-ending improvement. Right? In other words, have that mindset of moving forward. What do you need to do to continue that positive momentum while you're doing self-care? Okay. So having a healthy relationship with money requires us to keep challenging and healing our habits, right? Behaviors and mindset around money forever. right? When you have my tools from coaching, they will be evergreen, because whenever you up-level your revenues and your wealth consciousness, which is what you feel you're worth and you own it, you will always have new challenges to work through. One of my former mentors, she had this saying, she says, new level, new devil. In other words, we keep up leveling, right? Our income, our revenues were, growing. As you know, there's going to be new challenges around money that you hadn't experienced at the other level. So having tools in how to guard your mindset, keep, changing your habits, your behaviors, is worth its weight in gold. All right. And here's another reality check, as in another client who went through money relationship coaching with me. She says, and this is Jackie Freeman. She is a Reiki master yoga instructor for a couple decades. Wonderful, upstanding woman. She says, Marla's money relationship coaching helped me become more aware of what was coming in and going out. Remember habit number 1. I became more organized and paid attention to my money matters, where before I was less attentive. I was so grateful to have paid off 3 credit cards completely. I am much more aware of interest rates and paying down my other cards. I'm now inspired to get them all paid off. Okay, there you go. That's a great example, and she did a great job of habit number 1, right? Is tracking, being in touch, being in relationship with your numbers, and understanding also what's going on with those balances that are on your credit cards. Okay. So there they are. They are mindset and behavior habits to keep money flowing. These, again, are 4 habits of high earning creative entrepreneurs. There's plenty more, but I pulled these 4 out of my content to really kind of drive that point home with you. So I hope they were helpful. I certainly hope so. And I consider myself your intuitive money relationship advocate. Let's change things up for you so you feel more dignified with wealth and abundance. So go ahead. I encourage you, take that leap of faith and order the starter program, right? Again, the link is in the show notes. Or if you're the type that really thrives one-on-one with a mentor in a 4 to 6 hour private session, which I call day retreats, I welcome you to email me, support@marladiane.com, to schedule to discuss possible topics to be coached on that day that you want some serious change in, like your money relationship. Maybe it's scaling, leveraging your business, delegation, personal development, your sales system, right? I have a popular qualifying sales system and how you build a relationship, not a transaction, right? What about life design, your next chapter, or deepening your spiritual practices, or identifying your genius zone and how to apply it to your business for higher revenues and more joy. I have 3 private retreat days for the summer now through the end of August. So please go ahead and email me. We can get on a Zoom call. We can have a chat. And I love private retreat days because I have you typically meet me at a nice hotel and we spend the day focusing on you. Have a gourmet lunch, right? And then you walk away with a strategy plan to implement immediately. These retreat days are for people who want fast action. I can do these on Zoom, right? But my preference is I'd love to see you in person. So reach out to me. Let's have a chat. Okay. So let me know how the 4 money habits helped you, whether you make a comment and go to Instagram, my Instagram. I'd love to connect with you there. Direct message me, anything, email me. Would love to hear from you. All right. So until next episode, Always follow your joy by listening to your intuition. That will always lead you to the next success, no matter how illogical it feels. Look, intuition is never meant to be logical or practical. It's meant, okay, it's meant to transform you by giving you guidance that is meant for you and your evolution. All right, be well and enjoy your summer. Take care. Thanks for listening in. You can find more entrepreneurial stories and resources at marladiane.com. And while you're there, enjoy my 3 free downloads to up-level your business and your life. How about you take a screenshot of this episode and tag me on Instagram by sharing your highlights of what you learned today? I'd love to connect there with you. Until next episode, take care.